I'm prepping this bed by working in some compost and organic fertiliser. The spring sun is shining in my veggie patch, and that means one thing: tomatoes. Yeah, look, I know you tomato experts that tomatoes are a fruit and not a veggie, but you'll be glad to know that later on I'll be grilling you and testing your tomato knowledge. The varieties I've chosen are indeterminate, meaning they're climbing vine types that will fruit continuously throughout the season as they grow, and they need a good sturdy frame, around 2 metres high. If you're short of space, you might want to try determinate varieties, which grow more as a bush and are perfect for pots. Like a lot of gardening tasks, it's one that I repeat every year. But that's one of the things that I really love about gardening. It's the seasonality of it and the rhythm of jobs that come with each season. OK, tomato enthusiasts, it's pop quiz time. From which culture did the English word for tomato originate? That's right, the Aztecs. As the tomato plants grow, I'll be tying the stems to the frame with natural twine, keeping it fairly loose to leave room for the stems to thicken up. I've chosen 2 tomato varieties. Actually, they're varieties that I keep going back to time and time again because my family loves them. This one's Grosse Lisse, which literally translates into large and smooth. They're great for sandwiches, and we use the surplus fruit for making sauce. This one's tomato. It produces masses of small fruit, but they're super sweet. Great for salads, and also we put them in the kids' lunchboxes. OK, tomato experts. If the edible berry of Solanum lycopersicum is the tomato, what is the English translation for lycopersicum? You got it! Wolf peach. Tomatoes are vigorous, high-yielding plants, but there are some basics to keep in mind when growing them. Firstly, the plants need at least 6 hours of full sun each day. Space them about 1 metre apart so they get plenty of light and air movement around them. Congested plants are more likely to succumb to pests and disease. The tomatoes are particularly vigorous, so I use 2 poles so there's plenty of points to tie to, while the Grosse Lisse works well on 1. Don't plant tomatoes in the same spot each year. Ideally, allow at least 2 seasons between planting, where either tomatoes or their relatives like eggplants, capsicums, chilies or potatoes have been planted, as they share common diseases. And plant them a little deeper than you otherwise might. You would have seen me pinching off these bottom leaves, and that's because roots will grow from this stem once it's buried in the soil, resulting in stronger plants. OK, tomato lovers, do you know why Europeans originally thought that tomatoes were ornamental? Yes, because they thought tomatoes were poisonous. Mulching is a must to keep the root zone cool and moist in hot weather. They'll need regular watering and liquid feeding every 2 to 3 weeks, plus a monthly side dressing of potash to improve fruit quantity and quality. Once the main harvest is over, pull the plants out and compost them. In areas with mild winters, like Perth, the plants can carry through, but they'll never be as productive as that first season, and they're more likely to end up diseased. Instead, start afresh in spring. And honestly, as gardeners, building up the soil, setting up frames like this and planting tomatoes, well, it's a ritual. And summer wouldn't be the same without it.